I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, she's constantly on my mind. I've got a guy here, he says, Corey, I'm about to lose my mind. And so he's got a email he wrote me about a former girlfriend of his that he broke up with. And he's having a really hard time moving past the breakup and meeting some new girls in his life. So he says, Corey, I'm about to lose my mind. My story is long, but I'll get to the point and try to condense my story and then let you know the whole story later. But for now, I can't. All I got to say is it really helps if you're brief. You know, if you guys are, send me an email, it's like 3 or 4 pages long. I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna respond to it because I just don't have the time to read it. 3 or 4 paragraphs maximum. So he says, but for now, I cannot sleep without dreaming about my ex. She's constantly on my mind. I stopped pursuing her after she told me she had a new man and how perfect he seemed to be for her and how the relationship with him is so much better than what we had. Oh, that's a nice stab in the heart. That comment from her was fucked up because she knew my situation coming into our relationship. Anyway, after she told me she moved on and I stopped all communication with her, and one day I picked up your book and listened to your videos and got an eye-opener. Even though during the pursuing part, I was looking at your videos and not really following it 100% because I was still trying to force her to do something out of her own free will. Not a good idea. A lot of guys do that. They start reading and they watch my videos, and when you ignore the principles, because women are like this no matter where they're from. They all respond the same way. Obviously, there's certain countries that don't have the freedoms that we have in the States, and so women aren't free to interact with men the way they do here in the West. But the bottom line is they still emotionally respond to the same stimuli. And so if you know that, and that's why I tell guys to read my book at least 10 to 15 times, because it's the only way you're going to get to know the information well enough to where, you can really respond to things quickly when a woman says and does something. If you're sitting there talking to a girl and she says something and it confuses you and you're like, wait a minute, I knew in chapter 3 Corey said something about what the fuck was that? Hold on a second, let me look at my dating book here and see what my dating coach tells me, my life coach tells me to say. You can't fucking do that. It's like you got to know the information, because if you give the wrong answer, boom, you just dinged their interest level in you and lowered it because you gave the wrong response and you didn't know what to do or you didn't know how to handle it. He says, but as I mentioned, I can't sleep without dreaming of her. Seconds, minutes, and hours of the day, she's on my mind. Since she told me she moved on, I was quick to move on myself. I have 2 women I'm seeing and meeting and dating, as many as I can get into my schedule, but it's just a temporary fix because when they are gone and I'm all alone, my ex haunts my every thought. The reason that is you simply haven't met another woman who pushes your buttons in the same way, physically, sexually, emotionally, that you have the same kind of level of fun with her. And so that's good that you're out meeting other women. That's what you need to do, but you got to keep doing it. You got to keep meeting other women, because the idea is you want to improve your skills with these girls. Even if you're not super into these other women, at least you can interact with them and practice what I teach, because that's the only way you're going to get better. Because you get better, then these kinds of things and this heartbreak won't happen in the future where you're dreaming and obsessing over one woman. As a matter of fact, you'll be dreaming and obsessing over which one you got to break it off with, or that you have to tell her that you can't meet up with her tomorrow because you got 3 other messages from 3 different women that all want to get together and see you, who are dying to see you and miss you because you haven't seen them in a week because you're so fucking busy. So he says, it's my ex and I text each other after she broke it off with me from December 2011 until last week of January 2012, and that's when she told me she met someone. I didn't hear from her again until March, when she emailed on my birthday. She made it a point to let me know she was trying to wish me a so-called happy birthday. She emailed 2 of my email accounts saying, I know things haven't happened perfect, but I wish you to have a wonderful birthday. And all I would say is, hey, thanks for the birthday wishes, I appreciate that. That's all I would have responded. I received these the morning of my birthday, and I did not reply until later on that evening, in which I had a date with a new girl I was meeting for the first time. Well, if you had a date that night, I would have gotten back to her the next day. You hadn't heard from her in 3 months. My reply to her was something I learned from you, keeping it funny, friendly, upbeat, acting like I forgot about being dumped, and leaving the door open for her to come back. So I replied, Hey, boo, how you doing? Nice job. You could have texted me happy birthday. It's not like I'm going to blow up your phone, LOL. Now you're apologizing. Or deleted my number. In case you did not hear, it's call from me, and if you ever feel like it. Again, what you said, you started out great, but these last 3 sentences are, oh, a woman like you would never like me. You're basically seeking her approval and putting her on a pedestal, just the way you said it. I mean, these are the subtle things the difference that makes the difference. So in the first sentence, you sound charming and sweet, and then the rest of it, oh, it's not like I'm going to blow up your phone. I'm not going to be a stalker, basically. So why would you even mention something like that? That's not doing anything to help your case or be funny. Those are the kinds of things that a needy guy would do. And a guy that's successful with women would never do something like you just mentioned, and therefore he would never mention it in an email. But the very fact that you mention it means that it's a possibility for you. So don't do that in the future. After that, I got a text from her within the hour saying the same words she said in the email. I made it a point not to respond so quickly and wasn't going to respond for about an hour, but 45 minutes later I got a text from her saying hello, and then I replied back with hello, and then I said thank you. Then she said you're welcome. Later that night I checked my Facebook account and got a message from her saying that she did text it to me and I did not reply back and haven't heard from her for over a month. My thing is, why text me happy birthday in the first place and then stop communicating for weeks now? A month has gone by. Maybe she got back together with the other guy. You never know. Who cares? The idea is that you're not busy enough yet with other women like I've told you to be. But the good news is you're starting to. You got a couple in your stable that you're working on, and that's what you need to do. So when you get busy with other women, it's like, who cares about the girl that hasn't called you back or blew you off or that you went out on a date with last week and it kind of sucked? Because you're not going to call her or go out with her again because she's no fun. She's boring. My thing is, I read that. It says, since reading your book, I've been working on myself, updating my wardrobe, learning how to cook different meals, and the women I am seeing say they love my cooking. I'm going on dates. I'm involved with 2 women now in a physical sense. Good fucking job. Very smart for you. I'm on 2 dating sites, and my luck has changed from December to now. In December through January, I was concentrating and harping over her, and since February, I've been out with 3 women, sleeping with 2, and my cell phone has 11 new women, and my 2 dating sites has a total of about 20 women interested in meeting me. So you can tell I have no problem in the women department, but no matter what I do, who I see, or how many I sleep with, I can't get her out of my mind. Do you have any advice? Yes. Keep doing what you're doing over and over and over again. And what I will say is you might want to go back and review my article, How to Attract the Perfect Woman, because it might help you to get a little clearer and a little more focused on what it is that you want in a woman, so you can put that in your dating profile, and that will change the women. It'll tweak it a little bit better and send you women that are a little more qualified and a little closer to what it is that you want. I had to get this part of the story to where there's way more, but I'm still trying to figure out how to present it to you without it being a book. I guess I'll send it in sections like a movie in time. It's like, it's not necessary, dude. It's like the past is a past. You know, the bottom, he says, your book's the best thing that I've read since the Bible, and I thank you for sharing your experiences. Well, I appreciate that. The Bible's a pretty damn good book, too. But, you know, as far as sending me the dissertation, I'd rather you send me questions about the women that you're interacting with. And the idea is that all these different women that you're dating and you're sleeping with, you want to improve your skills and you want to improve the quality of these women that you're dating with, because although you're sleeping and dating other women, you haven't found somebody that you like as much as the ex-girlfriend. And that's what it's going to take for you to finally forget about her altogether, is to find somebody that you really connect with in that way. And so by dating and sleeping with lots of different women, have lots of different girlfriends like you got going on here, obviously you practice safe sex, then what that does is it keeps you in an abundance mentality, and it makes it very easy for you to talk to and flirt and interact with other women. And it's just simply a matter of time before you meet somebody and just go, oh my God. And you set a date with her and you go out on a date and it's amazing and it's effortless, and you take her home and you sleep with her on the first night Why? Because you've been practicing that with all these other women, and so now your skills are really good, and now you meet a super awesome, super high quality woman. It's 100 times hotter and a lot more fun, and she's got a better attitude than the ex-girlfriend. And being with her is just totally effortless. And she thinks you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, because you are. Because you know how to treat women properly. And when you treat women properly, they can't help but fall in love with you and put you on a pedestal and celebrate you and think you're awesome and you're amazing. Because you are. We all are. And that's the way our relationship should all be. So if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Wibia toolbar, which is at the bottom of your screen if you're watching this video on my website, and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on the Wibia toolbar at the bottom of your screen. And if you got a question that you want to ask me or a topic that you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 3 or 4 paragraphs detailing your situation maximum. And you just give me several days to get back to you with a response because I get a lot of email from the internet and I also get a ton of it from my paying phone coaching customers, and I obviously got to answer theirs first. But be patient and I will get back with you. And if you'd like to talk to me right away, you can book a paid phone coaching session with me personally by clicking the Products tab at the top of your screen and just follow the instructions. And I will talk to you soon.